Well, a very good evening, everyone. If I press the right button, you might get to see me. Yes, I am there. We're up in the other studio today, folks, for our live stream tonight. Lovely to see you. Thank you for joining us. And it's been a beautiful day. It really has been a lovely day today. Sun's been out, lovely temperature. I often say, if it was always like this all the time, it would certainly be a lot more comfortable, but unfortunately it tends to get a bit hotter in the summer, so we'll see. But it has been idyllic today. Been very nice. I'm very nicely comfortable tonight because we have the air conditioning on, I know. But welcome to the live stream. If it's your first time joining us, my name is Tom Horton, and this is my YouTube channel, which is called Keyboard Skills Pro, and it's all about organs, pianos, keyboards, music theory, music lessons, anything like that. And we do a regular Thursday live stream. Now, if you're wondering why you can see me in the background, that's because I'm using my iPad tonight to bring up your favourite songs. If you want to request a song, please do put it in the chat. I will do my best to play it. I can't play every song in the world, I'm afraid, so I will do my best. I know we had a few. I'm just going to grab my phone, actually, just in case anyone has been messaging in. No. Actually, I must say the list of requests has been minimal to zero. But anyway, but I'm sure we'll fill it in. Yeah, so we're going to be doing that. And yes, but I think my mother and father and sister, who are back in England after a very nice trip to France and Italy. And she did send me a list, but perhaps I've lost it. I can't remember where she put it. I'll find it, maybe. Oh, there it is. Got it. Yep, okay. Yep, blah, blah, blah. Yep, brilliant. Some songs on there. Thank you, Mother. Anyway, let's say hello to a few folks while we're here. We have got... we've got Ernie in Iowa. Hello, Ernie. Welcome to you, sir. Richard in Apache Junction. Richard, always a pleasure. Tom, could you please play Unforgettable by Nat King Cole? That is a great song. We will certainly do that for you. And he says, every time I see Ernie, I get a hankering for Taylor's Made Right. Okay, so I'm guessing that's a drink. David in Penzance is asking for Tico Tico or Turkish Rondo. We'll do Tico Tico, David. Classic Car Wedding Hi, we're driving back from Dover, so we'll listen if the phone data will allow. Safely driving, of course. Gold by Spandau Ballet, Electric Dreams or the Beatles, 8 Days a Week, Lady Madonna. Yep, we can do some of that. Steve Rabson, hey Steve, Forgotten Cinema please, or one of your own compositions. Oh, no, he wants to actually hear that. I can play that. That is a theatre organ piece, but we can do that, Steve. Peter Steen's on. Hello, Peter. Up in the Lake District in England. Evening all. Tips and another evening of tips and twiddles. Yes, I'm still getting that. Steve Hammond up in, no, sorry, Stephen Pat, sorry, Steve, up in Cambridgeshire, across in Cambridgeshire. Well, welcome to you. Steve in Edinburgh, hello, Steve. Harold in Bavaria, could we please play Console Up or Happy Go Lucky from your theatre organ book? Yes, we can do that. And Philip says hello from the family, and himself, also his mother Pearl has been set up and watching. Hello, Pearl. And then quite funnily, we have a YouTuber called Unforgettable, Pan Zidziko TV. I hope I pronounced that right. Hello from Poland. Hello, Poland. Greetings to you. Philip Ruppel says, can we play Tammy or something from your piano book? Yes, we can do that. And Steve says, just in case my email has gone awry. Steve, I don't think I got your email, my dear sir. Let me check that right now. And with a bit of luck, it might appear. You know, not yet. Didn't see that one, Steve, unless it's in the junk. No, it's not in the junk. Oh, Steve, I'm so sorry. Send it again, my dear boy. But he said, Lullaby of the Lees, La Comprasita, or Polka Dots and Doobies. Yeah, we can do some of that. Well, I'll have that in front of me. But I won't have it in front of me all the time, so I'm going to be glancing over here. But let's head back to the keyboard, folks. We're playing the Yamaha tonight. If you're enjoying the songs that I play for you, if you'd like to show your appreciation, folks, please do so by visiting paypal.me/thmusic, or you can visit tomhorton.co.uk for music books. You can also visit buymeacoffee.com, where you'll find my music page on there, and also you can hit the $ in the chat if you wish to show your appreciation. It all helps, in this case, keeping air conditioning running. So let's get rid of the advert. We'll get rid of that. I've also got some things in the chat as well, which we'll keep an eye on. Anyway, I will do my best to do all of that, but we'll now head into Nat King Cole, everybody, with one of his most famous pieces, Unforgettable, not Forgotten. That's the style on a Lowry. Beautiful piece, and I do need the music for this one, so I can't remember. Anyway, folks, thanks for being with us, and enjoy the music, and I hope you enjoy your requests. Thank you very much. There we go, Lady Madonna. And before that, of course, we had the lovely Forgotten Dreams, requested there by Philip. We had Lady Madonna, of course, that was for Mum, Dad and Sister. Thank you so much for that. We had Tico Tico for David. And yes, so some nice little tunes there, I think. Let's have a quick catch up on the chat. There's so much to do, you see. Now, Josh actually came in a while ago while I was playing Unforgettable. He says, Dad, can I work the cameras? And I said, well, you can, but aren't you supposed to be eating your dinner? And he said, well, yeah. So he might come in a bit later and press some buttons. And not that he can get to the buttons, it's a bit cosy. The one time I don't ask him, he wants to come in, which is lovely. Unforgettable in Poland says, can you play Daisy Bell? I can. Whether everybody else wants me to is another thing, but we'll certainly have a look at that. Steve H says, can you play Putting on the Ritz? Yes, we can do that for you, folks. Richard says, thank you, I really like your rendition of this classic song, gives me new ideas to play with on the Ringway. Yes, Putting on the Ritz is good. Well, that gave Ethel Smith a run for her money, says Stephen Edinburgh. Thanks so much, Steve. Appreciate that good comment. Fantastic. Thanks, Tom, says David. Mick Sayers. Hello, Mick. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being with us. And if you'd like to hit the like button, folks, that'd be much appreciated. Now, so I don't forget things, I'm going to have a quick look down the list again. So where did we get to? So we need to play possibly Spandau Ballet a little bit later. The people want to hear some of my compositions. Okay, so we've got Console up, Forgotten Cinema, and yeah, let's do those. So we'll do a few of my songs, and folks, as obviously everybody wants to hear them, it's so nice. No, I did not pay anybody. Yes, let's do some of those then. So the next one is The Forgotten Cinema. Now this is a piece from my theatre organ book, which is available on my website, which if I go to my website, I should be able to put a link to the music book in the chat. And this was written a few years back. You can still buy it as a digital copy. And this is where this particular song comes from. But we'll play it a little differently. We'll do it orchestrally. Let's see if I can actually find the music. So, yes, this one is about a cinema, which was derelict. And it's midnight, and this cinema has been shut down, but the manager goes back for one last look. And you'll hear various themes in the music. And as I say, it comes from the Theatre Organ Originals book, Volume 1. We're then going to hear something else which is called Evening Time. Maybe we'll do something else from the book. So this is my Power On keyboard book, single melody line with chord symbols. That's on the website as well. Yeah, we'll play a few of these. But thank you for requesting some of my songs, folks. It's really a great honour to play my music, and it's all about sharing, I think. Anyway, here we go with The Forgotten Cinema. Made it. I surprised myself then. Yeah, that's called Console Up. It's the first song in the theatre organ book, and as it suggests, it's to bring the console of the mighty Wurlitzer, or whatever the organ might be, up to the stage. Before that, we had a slightly faster version of Evening Time, which is supposed to be a little bit more of a strummy number, and that comes from my keyboard book, which forgive me for plying my wares, but if I don't sell these things, you know, my kids don't get shoes. But yes, no, thank you so much. But yeah, that's a fun number. I've got a couple of links there to the books. Also piano books on the website as well, folks. So thank you so much for requesting my songs there, folks. Really appreciate that. Now let's have a chat. Catch on the chat. I'm just trying to make sure we don't forget anything. I'm trying to think. So we've done Unforgettable. We've done some Beatles. We've done The Forgotten Cinema for Steve. We've done Console Up for Howard in Germany. So we've done that. Tammy. We've got to play Tammy. So we'll do that for Philip. So Tammy. Something from Pianistic Book 1, we might be able to fit that in. Steve's put Polka Dots and Moonbeams, we'll do that one for Steve. And then Daisy Bell, and then Putting on the Ritz. You know what, gang? Now that I've got this amazing walkable microphone, I can actually move about the room and actually pick up bits of paper. This is actually my teaching studio. I have 2 studios at home. And yeah, we... this is where we do piano lessons, organ lessons, keyboard lessons for people who come in person. And that pile of stuff over there is on my piano. The other studio where we sometimes do the organ shows and the piano shows, that's the bottom studio, and that's where we also do the things. 14 likes, gang, 27 people watching. Let's get those likes up a little bit. But thank you so much. So what did we need? We needed Daisy Bell. We needed Tammy. We needed Polka Dots and Moonbeams. Gold. See if I can fit that one. What was the other ones in there? We needed, you're shouting at the screen, putting on the Ritz, that's a good one. On the Ritz, which of course is Irving, Berlin. Yes, I think that's everything there, gang. Have I missed one? Lady Madonna, we did that. We did that. Tammy, have I got Tammy now? Yes, I did Tammy. Polka Dots and Moonbeams to Steve. Daisy for the gentleman Poland, or whoever it is in Poland. Unforgettable Panzadiko TV. Who else have we got? We got thanks there. Harold says, that also sounds great orchestral side. It does, doesn't it, Harold? Although it's an organ composition, it can be changed orchestrally, absolutely. Steve said something and then took it back. Tom McCauley's on. Hey, Tom. Sorry I'm late again. Tom, better late than never. Thank you for being with me. Yes, Traffic Car Center, thank you. Your compositions are amazing. We are jamming along, listening on the Bluetooth in the car. Good. Be safe. Right, gang, some more songs. My mother did put some songs down in her message. If I don't play these, I will get into trouble. She asked for 76 trombones, so we can do that. Telstar, that's a good one. I was learning that with someone else the other day. Don't laugh at me because I'm a fool. Don't think I've got love is a many splendid thing. How do you do what you do to me? Downtown. Okay, we'll put those in as well. That, I think, folks, will take us to the end, because then I want to go and have my dinner. Incidentally, yesterday was 15 years since my good lady wife and I, Jennifer, got married. It's not our wedding anniversary, it's our marriage anniversary. Jennifer and I got married in front of a judge 15 years ago yesterday, and that was to start her visa process so she could move after we were sort of married. And so we went back and had what we call the proper show wedding in the July. So yes, 15 years ago, gang, and this is one of the reasons I'm doing this. No, we love her very much, and she's a fantastic wife and mother, and she's looking after the children, making sure they're fed, which is wonderful. And Richard says, absolutely, you must keep your mum happy. My grandmother used to tell me to always know which side your bread is buttered on. Yes, that is very true, folks, very true. Downtown, everybody. I don't know if we say that here in Halesworth. I think we say, do we go downtown? Some people say uptown. Some people say downtown. Anyway, let's see what happens with this. That's a bit organy. I don't like that. I don't mind the organ sound, but I'm trying to find a registration in here. Well, that might work. Let's give that a go. Happy anniversary, everyone says. Yes, marriage anniversary, not wedding anniversary. We don't actually tend to celebrate the April one for two reasons. One, it was just when we got married, and secondly, we tend to forget it, as we did yesterday as well. But there we are. I've got adverts playing on my iPad. How interesting. Anyway, let's see if we can find Downtown. Downtown was written by a guy called Tony Hatch. And Tony Hatch, one of his other famous compositions, amongst many others, was the theme to Neighbours. Neighbours, da 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 da, which is a very popular, I think still going, Australian soap opera. Anyway, gang, here we go with Downtown. Now, I should just mention at this point, we have our cameraman here, everybody. Joshua's here, folks. Hooray! Do you want to give him a wave on this camera, Josh? There we go. Disembodied hand. Joshua's finally joined us. Everyone's saying hi, Josh. Josh, I think we've got one more song to play. Folks, thank you so much for all your requests. Thank you for your support. There it's Josh, just to prove he is real. Yes, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's been great fun. Hope you've enjoyed our request show. How was dinner, Josh? Was it okay? There wasn't enough food. There's never enough food, is there? I don't know why.
Can we do the revision?
Oh, the revision. Oh yeah, you've got to do your geography revision, haven't you? That we can do, my friend. But we're just going to finish off with a few more bars. Yeah, you're going to say bye to everyone. Everyone say, bye Josh, thanks so much, mate. We might as well finish that there. And I'm just trying to find a rhythm actually at the moment, folks. We want to finish with Telstar, which is a brilliant piece of music and really fantastic song. Really goes well. I think that one's going to be a good one. Just trying to find the right rhythm. Maybe that one. Maybe that one. Maybe. Vintage pop. Maybe that one. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I need. Anyway, folks, well, I might as well put myself back on camera. Well, Josh made a brief entrance there, didn't he? What have we got, folks? Oh, thank you very much for the anniversary wishes, folks. Really appreciate that. Unforgettable says, oh, as a polka, I love it. Yeah, that was a bit interesting, but it worked. We got through it. Everyone's saying hello, Josh. He's gone. I'll say hello to you. It's been a great evening, said Richard. Thank you for another great evening. Thank you, folks. Really appreciate you watching. Thanks for your support. Like I say, if you'd like to help us out with running the channel, you can get behind us by hitting subscribe, hitting the like button. You can join the channel as a member. Visit paypal.me/thmusic. You can visit the website, treat yourself to a CD album, music book, organ book, keyboard book, piano book. Buy me a coffee. That's always very, very welcome. And but wherever you are watching, thank you for your support, especially to all my YouTube members and patrons on patron.com, which is where you can also visit as well, supporting the channel. So we'll finish off with a little bit of Telstar, folks, which I've got here. Great song. That's what I was after. Bit of organ to finish off with. Great song this is, Telstar. Fantastic. Thanks so much, everybody. Really nice to see you, and we'll see you next time. Oh, by the way, before I forget, there will be no live stream next week, folks, because I will be playing a silent film show at my local Arts Festival Theatre here in Halesworth. It's called the New Cut Arts. You can find it on the website, New Cut Arts Halesworth. If any of you are local and like to come, tickets are still available. We'll be playing Buster Keaton in Sherlock Jr. and a second feature called Neighbours. So no live stream next week, folks. I'll be entertaining folks in a dark room. But anyway, enjoy, folks, and thanks so much. We'll see you very soon. Tatty bye.